Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a token that recently got listed on Huobi Global, and this token is called Sperax or the SPA token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research and enter the projects we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to the website sperax.io, that is sperax.io, in order to learn more about this project, right? So again, most people don't really look at projects that get listed on Huobi Global, OKEX, and multiple other top tier centralized exchanges. That's because these exchanges, obviously being big and all that, they still don't have a lot of attention drawing to them when a new token gets listed, right? But moving forward in this channel, we're going to cover projects that get listed on top tier exchanges apart from just Coinbase and Binance. That's because these projects could be some hidden gems that can do multiple X's when they eventually get listed on Coinbase or other big centralized exchanges such as Binance, right? So again, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to rely on information presented on CoinGecko because there have been some missing information of this token in CoinMarketCap. So in order to provide a as much factual information about this token as possible, I'll rely on CoinGecko for this token, right? So what is Sperax? Sperax is a Silicon Valley based blockchain company, is aiming to build a trusted infrastructure for a decentralized economy that may provide far greater efficiency, flexibility, and self-governance than the traditional economic model. So again, there's a lot to unpack in this very first sentence. First of all, it is a Silicon Valley based blockchain company, which means it is a company unlike a project that is founded by multiple crypto enthusiasts. Instead of being that, it is a company commissioned blockchain that was created by a Silicon Valley based company, right? So that's something that we need to get out of the way. And basically it's aiming to build a trusted infrastructure for decentralized economy. So obviously, any blockchain that gets built is trying to, compete with other blockchains in order to become one of the most trusted decentralized economic infrastructure that people can use in the future. And similar to that, Sperax is also aiming to do just that. And it's basically aimed at providing far greater efficiency, flexibility, and self-governance than the traditional economic models. Again, by talking about traditional economic model, they're basically talking about the current centralized financial infrastructure, which is obviously not efficient, not flexible, and not self-governing. So again, right off the bat, it's not clear what specific use case that this blockchain is going to bring that other blockchains aren't going to bring, because there are obviously countless number of blockchain projects that are aiming to the exact same thing, trying to make the system more efficient, flexible, and self-governing. And Sperax is also on the line, standing on the 155th position or something, trying to do the exact same thing, right? So Sperax provides a layer of financial services within the public blockchain stack through a native stablecoin and decentralized financial service providers. So again, this sentence is basically what provides some form of uniqueness for this project compared to several other blockchain projects. So right off the bat, it's trying to provide a layer of financial services, which means it's obviously trying to bring dApps to its platform. And what it's also trying to do is within the public blockchain stack through a native stablecoin and decentralized financial service providers. So they're trying to encourage dApp creation on their platform within the public blockchain stack. So again, they are trying to ensure that this happens in a manner where native stable coins from their own blockchain platform is created and used within their ecosystem, and also dApps generated by financial service providers kind of interact with the stablecoin to bring a wholesome system that's much more efficient than the current traditional financial system, right? So again, there are already blockchains such as Terra, that's doing this. So Terra also has its own native stablecoin called UST or Terra UST, and this particular stablecoin has been a very popular stablecoin that's growing on a rapid pace on a day-by-day basis, and the Terra ecosystem itself is growing as a result of that, right? So I think Sperax is basically trying to be some slightly different version of Terra, but pretty much the same kind of blockchain platform that we've seen and known so far, right? So that's basically what Sperax is aiming to do. And again, going to the website itself, let's see what other information that we can learn from Sperax, connecting you with the modern money. So they're trying to obviously project themselves as this next generation blockchain project that will help you get closer to your money rather than traditional financial space, right? So Sperax is dedicating to benefiting all financial life, everyone's financial life with blockchain technologies. Again, although the words are kind of muddled because it's on my phone, you can clearly see that they're trying to connect people with their own money or the financial system much more closer through blockchain technology. Right off the bat, you can easily sign up your email here and get a newsletter on a regular basis. So usually we find these kind of like spaces at the bottom of the project's page, but they have it on the top, and they also have a cool spinning token, SPA token that on the background. And if you see USDs, a crypto collateralized projects. Again, you can't really read the entire information, but overall, based on what I've read so far, they are trying to have their own stablecoin, like USD stablecoin, that will help navigate within the ecosystem in a more efficient way compared to several other platforms. At least that's what they're claiming to be, right? And this is their DApp. You can basically kind of like see how you can activate and be a part of it. You can also see that they are Byzantine fault tolerance with the proof of stake kind of consensus mechanism. They have high performance blockchain, requires only 4 steps of calculations to reach consensus, much fewer than other proof of stake protocols. So they're also claiming that their proof of stake consensus mechanism is quite advanced in the sense that it only requires 4 steps of calculations to reach consensus, which is again very interesting. But at the same time, I would personally do a lot more deeper research on that to see if they're actually saying the truth, because again, every project, including projects like Ethereum, Polkadot, are trying to find better ways to improve their consensus mechanism, and Ethereum is trying to go from proof of work to proof of stake. So if this is to be true, then obviously projects like Ethereum are either already adapting that or in the process of adapting that, right? So most newer projects, including Sperax, obviously try to copy from successful project and try to add a little bit of unique features, not too much, in order to distinguish themselves from the existing models. But if Sperax actually can make the process much more efficient when it comes to proof of stake, then I think other projects will eventually follow suit, right? So apart from that, security is also an important factor if you're having a blockchain project. They are claiming that they've eliminated widespread problems in consensus protocols, such as DOS attacks and deadlocks caused by unreliable peer-to-peer/broadcast channels. So again, security-wise, they are claiming that their blockchain has solved the DOS attacks and deadlocks. So these are problems that are pretty much common in multiple blockchains, and in fact, every single new generation of blockchain project aims to address these very same problems, and it seems like even Sperax is trying to do the same, right? So they are claiming to be a much more secure blockchain than several other blockchains in the market. So you can explore BDLS. Again, it's one of their system, which is their Byzantine fault tolerance system that you can hardly read here from the screen by clicking on the Explore BDLS button. But again, if you want to read through all of this and do your own in-depth research, you can find all this information on their website, right? So they are immediately moving to the roadmap, and they have been trying to make progress since 2019, and it seems like they have made quite a bit of progress. You can go through the different years on the top to see what kind of progress they've made so far. But in 2021, they're obviously like trying to publish their white paper, trying to get more relevance, and trying to make their beta version of their platform go live, right? And if you click on in progress, currently they're trying to make USDs on mainnet, USDS on its mainnet launch, and onto November by November they're trying to launch the USDS interoperability module to support other blockchains, and they have plans all the way till 2023. Again, this would obviously be modified depending on what course of action their project actually takes. So if you are a fan of this project and you want to take note of whatever they're doing and to see where they're going to be in the next few years, to factor into your research, then you can go to their media page and social media information page in order to kind of subscribe to what they're doing, so that you can get up-to-date insights on their roadmap, right? So you can also see some of the names of the early investors. Again, you can't really see a whole lot of investors, and the names of the investors are also cut because of the format on my phone. But overall, you can see that they have at least 3 to 4 investors who have invested into this project earlier. None of them seem to be some big venture capitalists that we are familiar with. Most of them are obviously like less well-known venture capitalists, but it is good to see some early backers nonetheless. Keep up with Sperax. So Sperax is obviously making more updates through their kind of like blog posts and Medium posts, so you can basically follow their website to get all the recent updates. In fact, one of their most recent updates is from May 11th. It doesn't seem like they've had much updates, but you can obviously click explore more in order to find new updates from this project, right? Audited and verified. So obviously, in order to encourage people to use their platform and dApp developers to build dApps on their platform, they obviously need to show that they have some form of audit done, because that's obviously a basic requirement for any crypto project right now. And they are also audited and verified by Certic, which is a leader in the space. Most blockchain projects have at least 2 or 3 audits done. So it seems like Certic is the only audit firm that has audited their blockchain. I would like to see more of this, but it could also be because of the fact that they're still extremely early and they're still trying to figure out a lot of things, right? They may have more coming in the pipeline, but for now, Certic is the only audit that they've had. Sperax has evolved beyond the early fast follower experiments into a new generation of very legitimate technical teams with novel crypto economic models. New generation of very legitimate technical teams with novel crypto economic models. Again, I think this line is kind of like repeated, but overall you can clearly read some thought process of other venture capitals and other blockchain projects and how they are seeing Sperax as. So this is from Ryan Zurer, who's the former partner of Polychain Capital and Web3 Foundation, and likewise you can see other people commenting about this project as well, right? But these are obviously things that don't really mean a lot for this project, because you obviously can pay someone to talk good about you. So I wouldn't really consider these things extremely seriously, right? And they've also been featured on Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, Hacknoon, CoinDesk, and Cointelegraph as well. And you can also find some of their other information on the bottom, including their white paper, as well as their block explorer and several other information as well, right? So overall, it's nothing but another generic blockchain project that aims to do something that other blockchains haven't done. But in reality, again, we are getting more and more blockchain projects coming into the picture every single day, and we will continue to have the explosion of competing blockchain projects, some with a little bit of innovative qualities that they're offering to the crypto space, and most of them will pretty much be the carbon copy of existing blockchain projects, or some of them being outright scam, right? So you need to do a lot of research. Although some blockchain projects can do a multiple X if their blockchain becomes used for a very novel or by a very specific group of individuals in order to solve an actual real world problem. But you will never know until you test them out, right? So that's basically the overview for Sperax. Now let's go to the CoinGecko's page for Sperax. It's currently the 822nd ranked token by market cap on CoinGecko, and it's currently trading at 7 cents per token with a 15.4% decrease in the past 24 hours, right? Again, I think this token was listed sometime on Thursday or Friday last week. And as I said, since Huobi Global is not one of the most popular exchanges, despite being a tier 1 exchange, which means you can basically rely on Huobi Global for making sure that you can get a good deal for your money by not only able to buy your cryptocurrency, but you can also withdraw it. And they also have the Huobi Eco Chain, which is also a relatively less popular blockchain, but it is a blockchain that's popular pretty much in the southeast of Asia, in that region. So despite being listed on one of the tier 1 exchanges, this token hasn't really pumped significantly. In fact, these days, with the continuous listing of tokens on Coinbase as well as on Binance, it seems like most of the tokens aren't getting the pump that we used to see whenever a token was listed on Coinbase or Binance a few months or even a year back, right? I think the market is slowly reaching a little bit of an oversaturation point, and as new tokens are getting pumped and new tokens are getting listed on exchanges pretty frequently, people are starting to get overwhelmed on which token they need to buy in order to kind of like double their money or even triple their money, right? So with that being said, it seems like SPA hasn't pretty much done anything after the Huobi Global Exchange listing. But again, since I'm seeing a 15.4% decrease, I was very much interested because I like to look at tokens that have corrected a bit because that would give some good entry point, and that's one of the reasons why I chose to cover this token. Because if you choose to invest in this token, then obviously you are looking for a 15.4% discount in the past 24 hours for this token, right? But you have to do your own research before you put any of your money on this token. The market cap is obviously like questionable, because on Coin Market Cap, if you search for the market cap, it doesn't even show the market cap of this token. So obviously you need to take this information with a grain of salt, because it is a low market cap cryptocurrency token which is less popular, and it's not listed on several major tier 1 exchanges. So the market cap could be technically technically not accurate. But for now, let's go with $21 million in market cap, right? Again, it could be somewhere between $18 to $25 million in market cap at a given time, but it's going to be definitely less than $25 million, and that's for sure, right? And the market cap is continuing to shrink because the token doesn't really have a lot of adoption or any form of attraction from the crypto community, right? But regardless of that, you can clearly see that the token is obviously quite in the undervalued zone. So if you do choose to buy this token, you're buying a token that is not being noticed by anyone and that has a potential to pump, right? So keep that in mind. The total token supply, again, this is one of the least kind of like favorite parts of this token. The token has again 5 billion tokens as total supply, which is quite a lot, because I look for tokens that have somewhere below like 100 million tokens as a max supply or total token supply. But this seems to be quite a lot. But this still can be explained by the fact that this is a blockchain token, which means they do have to provide inflationary rewards to provide incentives for people to use their platform or to use their token and to experience DeFi on their platform. So they definitely need to attract people, and they have no choice but to pump out new tokens from their total supply, right? But obviously that's fine for blockchain projects like Sperax, but obviously this token is going to suffer some real short-term price slumping or sideways action because of its high supply, right? But as more people start using this platform, then you can clearly see you'll clearly see some form of like price recovery, and that's basically what's going to drive the token price high, right? The circulating supply is 270.8 million tokens in circulation, which is about a very low circulating supply compared to its total supply. And again, 270 million tokens is a lot of tokens in the market, and that's one of the reasons why the token price is less than 50 cents or even 25 cents for that matter. But I think this all shows that this token is still relatively early, so there is some at least short-term price potential to be made, right? So that's something that you need to keep in mind. And it's also a token that's currently available on the Ethereum blockchain. Even though it is trying to be its own blockchain, it is kind of like available as an ERC20 token on Ethereum. So if you want the ERC20 token contract for this token, then CoinGecko has this contract address which you can directly use in order to verify that this is the right token that you're planning to buy, right? When you're using a decentralized exchange. So moving to the price charts, we are going to go to the max as well as again logarithmic. We'll look at the linear chart first, and we'll see again this token, although it hasn't really pumped after the Huobi global listing, it had been pumping for quite some time recently, and that's one of the reasons why I thought that this token is something that I can present to you guys. This token has been around for quite some time, even since 2019, but I think the price chart for this token is available since August 24th of 2020, when the token price was worth 1.9 cents per token. Obviously, it had a volatile price point where in some cases it reached an all-time lows of about less than 1 cent, which is again $0.008 per token during October last year. But it did make some decent pump, reaching 3 cents as an all-time high, and then crashing back down to 1 cent, and then going back up, down, and then it did touch the second all-time low periods of 1 cent, or even sometimes coming close to $0.009 per token. And this was during the July 2021 phase, when this token was literally like not being noticed by anyone. And then from all of a sudden, this huge parabolic rise came with an all-time highs of close to 8 cents per token, right? So if you had bought this token at this price point below 1 cent, you could have made a really decent gain with the recent pump. And if you look at the logarithmic chart, you can clearly see that this token is still quite high in price and close to its all-time highs when this token started pumping, right? Again, new blockchain tokens, even though they are not offering anything innovative, they are still considered as a good investment by early adopters, and they just pile into the token when nobody's noticing, and then that leads to these kind of pumps, and then followed by a dump, right? So obviously this token is in the early stages of the dumping stage because it's already down 15%. I'm pretty sure I've been following this token since the Huobi global listing, and this token was stagnant. It didn't really do a lot after the Huobi global listing, but it seems like during the weekend this token is trying to come back down. If you want to buy this token, obviously buy it at a price point of less than 3 cents per token, which is a good price point, because now if you see it's at 7 cents, close to its all-time highs of about 8 cents per token. But if you want to buy this token, you have a lot of time to do your own research, because this token is obviously going to come down lower, and once it touches the 5 to 4 cents range, that's when you have to look at a good buying opportunity, because anything at or below 3 cents is going to be a good buy opportunity, right? And I do think that this token will come down violently, and you will have some time to do your research before that. So use this time wisely to do your research to see if this token is even the worthy token for you, right? When you take a look at the Bitcoin comparative, obviously this token has been doing quite well in the Bitcoin comparative as well, but it used to do much better. In fact, its previous all-time highs of 284 satoshis was made last year, immediately after this token came into being, right? And it reached its all-time highs from the initial price point of 169 satoshis per token, and then it crashed violently, pretty much coming down pretty hard and reaching the 31 satoshi mark. I believe that its all-time lows was somewhere below 28 or 29 satoshis mark, but that's again something that it slowly and gradually reached. And then after reaching the all-time lows, it started pumping early August, and then during September, it literally went ballistic, right? So again, its all-time highs was obviously close to 300 satoshis per token, but now its price point is 160 satoshis per token. It's kind of like the second all-time highs right now, and it's still extremely hot. So you need to obviously wait till it cools down. You can basically look into buying this token below the 140 to 130 satoshis per mark. You can start dollar cost averaging in if you want to buy this token with some satoshis, right? But for both Bitcoin and dollar comparative, this is the worst price to buy because this token can immediately reverse any moment now, right? And if we take the ETH comparative, again, since CoinGecko provides ETH comparative, I like to do Ethereum comparative as well. And since this token is available as an ERC20, you can pretty much buy it from any decentralized exchange, any popular decentralized exchanges from Ethereum using ETH. So if you're looking to buy this token with some ETH, you obviously can see that the token has pumped quite a lot in the past month, but it used to be way higher. It used to be at an all-time highs of about 8,000 GUE per token last year during August, and it reached that price point from 5,000 GUE to an 8,000 GUE in a matter of few days, and then it crashed heavily following a similar pattern to Bitcoin comparative, and then it reached an all-time lows of about 500 GUE per token, and then it started pumping. Now it's at 2,200 GUE per token. I think this token is a good buy opportunity any price point below 1,000 GUE, right? So obviously Bitcoin, dollar and Ethereum comparative shows that this token is the worst price point to buy at this moment. If you want to buy this token, wait for some time, make sure that this token goes below it's a kind of like its average price of about something like 1,000 GUE for Ether comparative. I think below like 3 cents for dollar comparative, and the other price point that I said for Bitcoin comparative. Overall, this token is piping hot, and it's not a good time to buy at this price point. This is the best time to do research on this project, and if you feel like this is a good token for you to invest in, to add to your short-term or long-term portfolio, then you need to obviously wait till this token goes down so that you can buy it at a good price point, right? So that's just my opinion, guys, not financial advice. And when it comes to the markets, you can obviously get this token from Huobi Global using USDT, which obviously is the recent listing pair that got listed sometime end of last week, but you can also get it from Gate.io. It seems like Gate.io obviously lists all of the less popular tokens pretty early, and many projects that were listed earlier on Gate.io made numerous exits, and I believe that this token has a potential to eventually be listed on a popular tier 1 exchange like Binance or even Coinbase, right? But that may take a lot of time, and I think a lot of dApps need to be built on top of this blockchain. But for now, you can get it from Huobi Global, Gate.io, MEXC, which is, again, I wouldn't really trust that exchange. I wouldn't really trust anything below Huobi Global, right? But if you have used Hotbit, Who.com and other exchanges in this list, and you are comfortable with that, then you can probably buy it from those exchanges as well if you want to buy this token in the first place. But otherwise, if you are a DeFi fan, if you want to buy tokens from decentralized exchanges, then Uniswap version 2 is the only option for you, right? Obviously, you have some weird price information here which may not be accurate, so you need to be very careful because the slippage could be quite high, right? So what's my final verdict on this token, guys? I think this is obviously a project that doesn't really offer a very unique use case to the current DeFi problems. It's obviously trying to do the same thing that every blockchain project is doing right now, but making it a little bit better and a little bit faster. But the problem with blockchain projects is that if you take Ethereum, for example, right? Ethereum has a lot of dApps, and people were trying to use Ethereum, and they had to pay high gas fees, and they were desperate to look for another blockchain. When Binance Smart Chain came along, people were literally taken, people were taking Binance Smart Chain as the hope that saves them from paying extremely high gas fees on Ethereum, and Binance Smart Chain became super popular. And after Binance Smart Chain, you got Polygon, and then you got Avalanche, and then several other blockchain projects as well, right? Obviously, some of them were much more successful than others, but on a daily basis right now, in 2021, you're seeing new blockchain projects literally launching almost every single day. And Sperax, being in one of the blockchain projects, is also like reaching this oversaturation mark, where people are kind of like, people have a lot of tokens to choose from, so they don't know what to choose from, and sometimes they choose one over the other, but overall they choose the most popular ones and the most safer options rather than projects that are below the 500 ranking in CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, right? So I think Sperax has to do a lot to prove itself to be a really good project that has an actual use case in the real cryptocurrency space. Apart from that, it's only going to be considered as a regular blockchain project that's kind of like obscure, which may have a potential pump or dump every once in a while, but doesn't really have a long-term solution, right? So Sperax has been around since 2019, and I think this will continue to be around for quite some time. It may potentially get some major exchanges, maybe even a Binance listing in the future, we don't know, but it has a lot to prove, and there needs to be a lot of dApps built on top of Sperax in order to make it actually a meaningful project for the long term, at least in my opinion, right? So till then, I will probably consider Sperax as a short-term play, in fact a really short-term play, because I'm not going to wait for this token to pump for the next few months. I just will buy it at the absolute bottom, and once it starts pumping a little bit, I would sell my tokens, right? That's basically what I am seeing Sperax as. But if you feel like you find this token as a long-term potential, then by all means please do your own research and buy this token. But I don't see this token as a long-term token. I think this token is only a short-term token for my investment needs, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.